You are watching the #1 podcast in the whole entire YouTube wrestling community, and I'm one of your hosts, Juan.
And I'm your other host, Jean-Paul Leek.
And together we are
Rope
Rope
Break.
Ray. And we're right here, family, to discuss NXT, the Great American Bash, Night 1. It was a pretty damn good show. We gotta admit it. We gotta say it.
It was legit. I loved it. I thought it was better than AEW Fyter Fest. But the one thing I will say though, like when you really do think about it, it's like Fyter Fest. They're doing the 2-night event, Great American Bash 2-night event. It's like, the counter programming, like we said, it's petty when whoever does it, and this time it was WWE, kind of copied them. So it's like, okay, that kind of makes it a little bit like but the matches themselves tonight were really good.
It takes away a little bit, like you said. I don't think that like they should do this because I don't think that like they should just because there's another kind of pay-per-view. Well, we're gonna put a great show.
Yeah, especially because they made it like a 2-night event. If they would have just did it, I feel all tonight, it wouldn't have been as obvious.
As petty or obvious. Yes, you're absolutely right. So thank you so much, family, for watching. He just mentioned AEW Fyter Fest. So Night 1 is already in the channel, so please look that up because we had great information about the whole event. Like until the second match, really good.
After let's just give them a teaser. Like if you didn't watch the review, 2 great opening matches to start at: Jungle Boy Luchasaurus against Wardlow MJF, and then the women's match, Penelope Ford, from skipping a hopping away from us in Philadelphia, and Hikaru Shida. But then the rest of the show,
pretty good stuff from the beginning. Then after that, downhill a little bit. So Jean-Paul, let's start with like NXT, the Great American Bash, four-way elimination women. So it's 2 announced the #1 contender against Io Shirai. And this match, Tegan Nox, Candice LeRae, Mia Yim, and the captain of Team Kick, Dakota Kai. Extremely good match. And like you said, making it elimination made it even better. It gave every single woman a chance to kind of shine a little bit, except for Candice LeRae, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, but they kind of played that off later in the night with the story. It was like, it was a 3-on-1. It was supposed to be fatal 4-way. They all ganged up on me, So we kind of saw that later on to skip ahead. But yeah, Candice definitely looked the weakest, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, they're not going to make Mia Yim look weak because, unfortunately, every time Mia Yim rolls the dice, it's usually, a 1 or a 2. She doesn't usually, come out on top. So I'm like, they're not going to make her look weak here. So it was Candice. She actually got pinned by Mia Yim, protect your neck, 1, 2, 3, pretty early on. I was actually shocked. I was like, oh, damn. Because this match, I think, almost went a half an hour.
Extremely early on in the match. And then Dakota Kai ended up eliminating Mia Yim with like a pinfall combination, like really nicely done. I really like that.
Yeah.
And then it was Dakota and Tegan, so I was thinking Dakota was going to win the whole thing.
Yeah, and there was no Raquel, too. That was the main thing.
No Raquel. I guess like she was wanting to do this by herself. So like that was also cool, but like the good stuff between the two. I really like the cannonball that she did on Dakota, like the second one. That was really cool. I mean, oh my God. So that was really cool.
And the two of them have really good chemistry. Like they can sell good for each other. Like when they know how to take each other's moves to make it look believable.
Yes, they had like a really good, I would say really good match between the two. Just when it was just the two of them. Mia Yim, like you said, had a decent showing. Okay, but in the end, Shining the Wizard and done.
Yep.
And then Tegan Nox becomes the #1 contender. I don't know if you agree with me, but I don't think Tegan Nox hits the Shining Wizard well.
No, I don't know. I don't think, and I mean, like
the very weak.
Yeah, I buried her. I love her, but I buried her on the choke slam last week. I'm not going to bury her on the Shining Wizard. It's not that bad, but if you call it the shiniest wizard, you better hit the best Shining Wizard in the business.
I still think that like Gregory Helms hits the best Shining Wizard.
I mean, Asuka's is a lot better than hers too.
Oh, well, yeah, Asuka's pretty good, but like I said, like Tegan is like barely touches. So like maybe it's because, and I've said this because of the knee.
It could have been. Yeah, I mean, we could maybe watch something from how many years ago when she was on the Indies, and she could really knock people's heads off.
Yeah,
that could definitely be a factor too.
But like good stuff. But like you said, I don't think she's gonna win because Io Shirai is the champion. So
no,
it's a different thing. But it's good to see her challenging for a championship. That's really cool.
Yeah. And there's definitely stuff you could do, in the coming weeks. Who knows when her championship title match is going to be, and then there could be interference then from Dakota Kai again. I mean, they could play out the
I think
story,
that's
but
what's gonna be. That's what's
but
gonna happen.
I really don't see her winning it
Yeah,
because
I
Io's
think
on a
that's what's gonna
roll,
happen.
and Io's like clearly baby face. They just kind of was like, oh, she's heel, wins the title. Whoop, okay, now you're baby
Yep.
face. So
And then Io deserves, like we said, like a decent run, like at least long
yeah,
enough for us to be memorable, and that's what's gonna happen. So Mr. Egg, the show started out pretty well. I'm really happy that
mhm.
she won. Tegan deserves it. So
Oh,
Timothy Thatcher
definitely.
against Oni Lorcan. So this match was like for the people that love like submission matches and
Yeah, this was like
there you go.
I'm not gonna make the pun off his name. This is like a catch as catch can. That like if you like that old school kind of style wrestling, not maybe even like British style grappling, this was for you. And I like that stuff, but this needed something more from me. It needed like a spot. Like a match shouldn't be a spot fest, but it needs a spot or two. The kind of like because you watch this match and you're like, this is legit, and then 5 minutes you're like.
That's what I mean.
But you need a moonsault. You need something to like to pop you. And I didn't really. I mean, okay, yeah, a double underhook suplex, but that's not enough to pop me. You know
No,
what I
no,
mean?
no.
So,
That's
yeah, you
extreme.
know what I mean. I mean, back in the '50s, yeah, I would have popped, but it's 2020. We're getting coronavirus and all this other bullshit. It takes a lot to pop us now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? We're used to this shit,
it
so it's
takes a
like.
lot.
Yeah,
That's
so
absolutely
but I
right.
mean, I'm not gonna be like these guys aren't talented, but that's the match just felt long and maybe a little boring. But I feel like the right guy wanted Timothy Thatcher because what are you gonna do? You're gonna have only Lorcan's legit, but you do these vignettes for Thatcher and you're gonna have him lose now.
And also, like, see, like they were like the crowd was chanting for Lorcan, but
Yeah,
like you said, in the end, Fuji, what is it?
Fuji.
Fujiwara
Oh
armbar
yeah, Fujiwara armbar and done.
and done.
And of course, like he has it in and he taps. He's just like
And
okay.
Beth Phoenix is like, let him go,
Yeah,
stop.
but then he's like, dad, and he pulls it back harder. So, but this is the one thing I want to propose is the only person who I could see going against him would be like Damian Priest because they're kind of like both the same like mid card. Like, okay,
Yeah,
Thatcher's a mid card heel, he's a mid card face. Because I don't see him going against like, Keith Lee or Adam Cole. What's he gonna do? Submit Keith Lee? Keith Lee's so big, he just breaks out. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's like,
No, you're right. Like I think that like the next one should be Damian Priest, but Damian Priest is actually involved still with
yeah.
Cameron Graham. So
But then
maybe
that's what I
after
mean. But
that, the
then,
next one will be Timothy Thatcher. So I agree.
yeah.
I
But
agree
then
with
what does he do after that? Like I feel like Thatcher's ceiling is kind of like limited where he can go in NXT.
For
So
especially for his character, I think that like
yeah,
very limited. Yeah, I agree with you. We got a video package for Karrion Kross. Like a kind of like the Undertaker looking kind of like packages, and he says that there are like a lot of entitled vermin all around NXT, and these people are not being protected by the same status quo that they used to fight against. Scarlett says that NXT will soon be defined by Kross and the things he does to his opponents. So we get like this kind of still like Undertaker like kind of like
mm.
packages like
and I don't
black
actually
and white.
at first I thought I would hate when Carrion talked, not because like he's gonna sound bullshit or he's a bad promo, just because I thought it felt the gimmick a little more. But I actually don't mind it. Hearing him talk and the things he said, I'm like, okay, I believe it. It's legit. I don't hate the character. I actually like it more that he does talk.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
So
it's good. Like, and I like the only thing is like I would like to like be able to see a little more because like with how quick they switches the images and how quick like it's
yeah,
all
and
black
and
and white.
I
You can see
definitely
silhouettes like the
I would
shadows.
definitely like watch it on YouTube and slow it down the speed on the playback speed. But I think they do it like that because it's supposed to make you be like, what's going on? Well, like this guy's
Yes,
mysterious. It's all supposed to
yes.
play with your mind.
Yeah, they do it with that intention. So Jean Paul, we get handicap match Rhea Ripley going against Robert Stone and Aaliyah. Like you said, this match probably the one that we were all thinking like, why is this in the main show? Like,
Yeah, I mean, there was the Beth said something funny on commentary. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I did pop for it. I was like, okay, that's funny. Robert Stone. I mean, I laughed at everything that he was kind of doing, not like hysterical, like, oh, this is the best, but like, made me chuckle a little bit here and there. How he got like zero offense. So one time he like went to the outside and Rhea literally just said what we should, everybody should do. Just walk away. Don't just stand there. So she walks and he, splats right on the outside.
yes,
So like
yes.
there's stuff like that. And that this guy's clearly a joke. You knew Rhea was gonna win. It didn't go. It could have been a little shorter. I felt like Aaliyah got a little bit of offense, nothing crazy, but it's like, okay, like, can this just be over? Like, it was funny, but I could have had this in, 2 weeks from now on just
Exactly.
normal
I
NXT.
agree with you. I don't think that it was like the greatest thing ever, but in the end, Rhea Ripley needed a win because of all kind of the losses that she's been having. Because like she lost with Io Shirai and Charlotte for the championship, so she needed a win to kind of like start building momentum for whatever's going to happen to her next. Because she's not even number one contender, because Tegan Knox is number one contender, so we don't know what she's going to end up with. But that's cool because
Exactly.
a lot of women that she
Oh,
can.
yeah.
So we'll see what that happens. Jean Paul, we get a video package from Keithley and Adam Cole featuring their match, because they're going to have their match next week. So that was really cool, featuring who's going to be the first man in NXT to hold both titles.
Yeah, and this really hyped me up for the match. Now this, when I say sometimes like, oh, did AEW, did they do anything like bringing out Orange Cassidy? Did that make me more excited for his match with Jericho? No, it didn't really build my excitement. Did this build my excitement for Keith Lee and Adam Cole? Yes, it did. I don't know if it's just because, the promos they cut with the music and the scenes from the previous matches and stuff, if all of it together just gets me hyped up. I think that's what it is. Like we always say, WWE does super legit video packages and everything. That's really good. I'm excited for this match just because, Karrion Kross is going to get in there somewhere.
Probably that's what's going to happen, but we don't know the winner yet. So that Karrion Kross will
that's
be
what
a
I mean.
factor, but I don't know he's going to be helping, and then who's going to become champion, and then Karrion will be the number one contender. I can assure you that, and that's what's going to happen. But really great video package. I agree with you. We go to Jean-Paul Dexter Lumis against Roderick Strong, like a strap match. And this match, like you said, went a little longer, but they put up on a great wrestling match. They used the strap, so that was really cool, because sometimes, WWE, they give you the gimmick match, but they don't even use it. So that was pretty great. I really like this match.
And it was long, but there was a story. It wasn't just like when you play WWE 2K19 and it's just like you're beating the hell out of each other. Nothing makes sense. This actually told a story. Like Roderick Strong was scared in the beginning. He didn't even want to put on the strap. He was like, no, this is bullshit. And he was just like getting beat down. Then eventually he starts to be like, well, fuck, I'm in this thing. Let me kick his ass. And then Roderick Strong was actually getting the upper hand.
Yeah.
And then we saw Fish comes out, and then it's like, and I thought actually Fish, when he came out, I was like, dude, Roddy has this. Like, what are you even doing here?
Yeah, of course they have to play Undisputed Era. You know what that is, like that. They love to do that. And then, like you said, and then he kind of got involved and he took Dexter Lumis out. But I really like how with the strap, they took him out.
Oh, yeah, like really you said, they were. And, you recommended to me because I was like, hey, tell me a good pay-per-view, The Great American Bash, Eddie Guerrero and JBL. I actually just watched that match last week. They referenced that match in this. I thought this was a strap match. It held up to that. I still think that one a little better, but I mean, this definitely held up and it was good. Then, the same thing, aggressive.
Tap, legit stuff.
The only thing I like is when a strap match is like that. I don't like the, let's touch the four corners kind of deal.
Oh yeah, no, that's stupid.
Yeah, to me, that's like really bullshit, especially because,
that's the Texas bull rope match.
Yeah. But it's the same, kind of like the same concept, but the touching of the four corners to me is bullshit.
To me, that's stupid. So but I like just hey, we use the strap, we kind of back and forth, and that's what we do. So really great.
I think it was it Austin and Savio Vega, I think, had one.
Yes.
That was pretty legit.
Savio Vega. That was pretty legit too.
Quick thing, he's extremely underrated, I feel.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he is. Yeah, absolutely. So two things, Jean-Paul. Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano, they had a promo and after the match, and they're like, hey, Candice pretty much didn't see any action, so she goes and she keeps fighting Mia Yim, and then instead of Keith Lee being the one that makes the save because Gargano was there, Isaiah Swerve Scott was right there, so they kind of exchange words. So you know what that means. I'm gonna have a match. Pretty, maybe, I don't know if it's going to be next week or it's going to be in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I honestly thought they would announce Gargano and Swerve for the Great American Bash. They didn't. Maybe they're going to that'll be a social media post. Maybe they're like, oh, we got to save something to release on Friday, so we'll do that. Or, release on Saturday.
Exactly. They could absolutely do that.
But they did announce Mia Yim and Candice LeRae for next week, and they're in a street fight. I mean, I think Mia Yim almost has to get the win again here. It's hard to say because it's because I'm I kind of thought these two were done, and you just kind of split them because it's who's gonna win here?
Well, they need
because Keith Lee moved on. He's like, Johnny, see ya. He's Adam Cole.
They need a program, so that's what they're doing, and that's what they're putting Isaiah. So it's hey, you be the guy, you defend the girl right here. Keith Lee's busy doing other stuff. So people that do other stuff, El Legado del Fantasma. Santos Escobar hit a really great promo. And
Mm-hmm.
see, like I said to you, this was the kind of guy that Andrade Cien Almas should have been. But like maybe like Escobar has really great English.
Yeah.
He was able to cut like a good promo. Remember, back
I
in the
loved his
day,
I
the
loved his promo.
masks. We used to be superstars. You remember that, carnal? Carnal means, for the ones that don't know, is like bro. In Mexican, in Spanish, is carnal means like hey bro, or like that kind of like a good friend. So
Yeah.
like that's what like remember that we used to be superstars. The masks. But now I'm the one that is gonna bring that back.
Yeah,
With the legado.
he's like, now we're just like flying jokes, and then he's, they're like that, or he's like, now we're just, flying whatever. And then,
Masks that do like flips.
yeah, and the crowd's like, that is lucha, and he's looking around like, that's bullshit. And to me,
Yeah.
like the promo he cut, I thought, if Rey Mysterio ever turned heel, that would be the promo Rey would cut.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I mean. So like he was able to kind of like
yeah,
deliver
so
this
legit.
kind of promo, and again, like the English that he had is so well.
Mm-hmm.
So incredibly like.
And see, that's how you mix in the Spanish. He's with two Spanish guys. He's gonna be like, "Hey, right, bro," or what? He's gonna say that in Spanish, not like Andrade, who's like, yes.
Hey, that's what I mean. So that
It's
was
like, dude,
really,
like, can you speak it in Spanish so it sounds legit?
Excellent. And like you said, but after that, Drake Maverick comes out, and he's like gonna kind of go to take business for himself, and of course he gets knocked down because there's like 3 against 1, and it's Drake Maverick. But then we get to see somebody that, like, you're gonna tell me your thoughts about this, Breezango. So they came to the aid of Drake Maverick, and they challenge a match to the Legado del Fantasma, and that's gonna happen next week. So your thoughts on this?
I mean, it'll be a hell of a match. All 6 guys involved. I mean, Maverick, people, they pop for him. They're like, oh, his story, oh, it's legit. Okay, yeah, the story's legit. I think I saw him in how many matches in the tournament. I don't think he's like that amazing, but he's not awful. But I don't like pop for him. I think like Phantasma, Kushida, Swerve Scott, Tony Nese, I think are better wrestlers. But I think, Breezango, I love them. I wish they were still in the tag team title hunt. They're in this match here. I mean, maybe it's just to get them on the Great American Bash, and then after this, they'll be like, okay, Maverick, see you later. This is your own problem.
Yeah.
But, I think it'll be a great match, but I think in the end that the faces are going to lose because there's no way you debut a stable and then the first match the stable has loses.
Unfortunately for Breezango and Maverick, they're going to lose.
But I think story-wise, and people will probably bitch about this, like, oh, you give him a contract and you job him out. But I think Maverick is the easy, boom, 1, 2, 3, who's going to.
Oh yeah, like he's going to be the one eating the pin. That's for sure. Like he's going to be the one, and then probably Kushida and Nese and somebody else will show up, and then they will start to kind of fight against the Legado del Fantasma. So, but good stuff though. Like WWE keeps building. So now, Jean Paul, we go to the main event: Io Shirai against Sasha Banks. That was like absolutely great match. Like these two gave us like a really great closing show. I really, really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Sasha dominated for most part of the match, but Io kind of like tried to counter that. Like you
you tell me what you think. I highly, highly doubt that these women weren't in the back watching boom at 8:00. Okay, they had one monitor on. Okay, we're watching the opening match, Tegan and all them. Another monitor. Oh, we're gonna watch, Hikaru Shida and Penelope Ford. They watch that match and they're like, all right, that's what you can do now. Watch us.
Oh, well,
I mean, they put it all out on the line.
Well, I know because also like AEW was live and NXT wasn't.
Oh, well, what? Well, anyway, they put it all out on the line regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a great match. I thought, fantastic, hard hitting. That's what you want to see. Some of these, women and even guys, it's like they don't even hit hard. But, Io hits hard. Sasha, she can maybe hit a little bit harder, but it was good stuff. And like you said, Sasha had the advantage, but, Io fought back. But, it was great.
Yeah,
match.
but, in the end, of course, Bayley was trying to help Sasha. So that was always cool. Like how to see like Bayley try to help out her friend. But then Asuka shows out of nowhere. And Asuka uses like her heel weapon.
Came out with a green mist. And I mean, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, well, maybe it's because like Io didn't officially like turn babyface. And I'm like, who am I trying to kid? Clearly she is babyface is the champion. And it's like, but Beth said it on commentary, oh, this is a taste of her own medicine.
Yes.
So it's like, okay. But I mean, Sasha, I do like the spot a little bit beforehand when she went for the sunset flip power bomb onto the outside. And she didn't get it, so she just swung her right into the plexiglass.
Yep,
that was like, yeah, that was cool. Like, I mean, that was like, you know, using the environment. It's, you know, a tough, you know, a movie. It's like Io takes it, you know, legit. But yeah, the green mist. And then I was like, oh, is she going to pin her off the mist? That would have been bullshit. I'm glad Sasha kicked out of that.
Oh yeah, yeah, and then
Yeah.
she went for the moonsault, and that's when she got pinned. So that was
Yeah.
really cool. But like really good match, and also like it kind of has connotations for Extreme Rules. So like
Yeah.
that, it connects the one show with the other. So that's important. And in the end, we get Asuka and Io standing tall. Bayley and Sasha kind of really upset for what's going to happen at Extreme Rules. That makes the, you know, like the rivalry takes it to another height. So that's important. I really like that. That like you kind of merge. You have a lot to use for, and you're using it. So
Yeah.
that's
Now,
see, Triple
yeah.
H. At
And
least he thinks like that.
oh, definitely. And as much as, you know, I was, you know, kissing this match's ass, being like, oh, it's so legit. There was one or two spots, though, because I do it for AEW. I got to do it for NXT. There's one or two spots where I don't know if it was language barrier or what, but there was like a couple spots where they were just kind of holding each other. Like, it's like, oh, who's going to suplex who? And it was
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh,
When she did
yeah.
it German, she did it
Yeah,
German,
she
and
did
then she
that.
made
And
you
then it was like
forever for
coming
that.
off the ropes.
And he
But the
came
one
out kind of crappy. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there was one spot a little later where Io was going to go for a roll up and she couldn't reach the legs because Io's like 5'1". She like couldn't grab Sasha's legs, so she just went into a stomp. And like literally, Tom Phillips is reading my mind because he said the exact same thing I was thinking. He's like, "Oh, you know, that was a good, you know, kind of just like change of plans." And she's like, she couldn't reach the legs, so she went for a stomp.
Yes.
And I'm
Yes.
sure that wasn't the intention. She was probably supposed to roll Sasha up 1-2 kick out, but she
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
but you know, at least she was able to do it on the fly. She changed the
"Yeah,
move, and then it looked good. It looked
yeah,
good. So
exactly."
pretty much, Jean Paul, this wraps it up for NXT Great American Bash 9-1. I think that like this show overdid like AEW. I think that like
Yeah.
there was no doubt about that. Like AEW, like after like the second match, it was downhill, but like NXT kind of kept it good throughout the night. You know, the first
Yeah,
match being
and
the
and
main
that
event
just
for
shows
me
like
made
the
it.
match placement and the booking. Like if we would have went off the air with Thatcher and Oni Lorcan, it would have been like, okay, you know what I mean? It's like, and like, even the strap match, like, okay, Loomis won, like, okay, but like you needed a big moment to go off the air. AEW didn't really give us that. You know, there was no like, oh, feel good moment to go off the air. Like, okay, the best friends lost, which, you know, we kind of hoped they would win. And then we had to see the Bucks and them. But listen to the review. You know, it's on the channel,
Yes,
the
yes,
original Rope Break. You know, subscribe
yes.
if you haven't already. But, you know, we both agree here that the American Bash night one was, you know,
And
overall it
it
was
was you know,
better.
it was better. So you know, family, thank you so very much for watching. Thank you for the comments. Please keep doing so. Thank you for everything that you guys do for the channel. So we will try to keep bringing a lot of more things for you guys. So Jean
Mm-hmm.
Paul, where they can find us in the social media world?
Yeah, definitely. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram, the original Rope Break, Twitter, the OG Rope Break, and of course, right here for the meat and the potatoes, the original Rope Break, right here on YouTube.
That's right. So Jean Paul, you and me have one more thing that is left to say, and you and me will be back for Smackdown Live. For Are You Ready for Some Bullshit? And before that, we gotta say what, Jean Paul?
Uh,